Hi everyone, Minda here. Today I'm just going to share with you how to interpret your placement report. And there's so much valuable information and data within the placement report that you can use to take yourself to the next level. Or if you're a teacher and a facilitator, to see how you can help your students get to the next level. And just for those of you who haven't done the placement yet, keep in mind that this is almost like a GPS. So we are switching on your GPS to find out exactly where you are in regards to your visual skills, your reading skills, and your comprehension, so that we can find the shortest way. We can plot that course to get you where you have to go, so that you will be able to work more easily and fluently with the materials that you have to study. All right, so let's take a look at the placement report. When we look at the placement report, you will immediately see your name and the student number, as well as the crest of your institution at the top of the page. And then the first portion of the placement report is regarding the level inputs and the level output. So this gives you an overview of what language you've been doing the placement in. And then the relative stage indicates your age. So according to your birth date, that would be the stage that the system expects you to be on. Then we have the enrollment stage, which is your grade level that you were enrolled on. And then, of course, the system stage, which is at the end of the day, the placement stage on the right hand, that is the important one. So the one that you see on the right in green, that is the stage that you will be completing your course on. Okay, so let's look at the accheive area in your placement report. The first area there indicates the number of characters that you saw at 250 milliseconds. So this area within our report has a lot to do with how fast your eyes move when you are reading and how long your eye stops while you are seeing when you are reading. And it is expected in the last portion of our secondary school education that we see at least 250 milliseconds. So that's our target before we leave school. And of the 250 milliseconds, very interesting that 50 milliseconds is used to see, but 200 milliseconds is what we actually use to interpret the information that we've seen while we were reading. So we have international norms and standards for all of these areas in reading, and you will see with the accheive, the span of recognition on this report was expected to be 1.11, and the span of recognition was only 0.72. So there's a little bit more that we can do to develop that span of recognition. And then we also look at the average for this stage on the system, and then the goal that we have for EBG. So EBG's goal, you will notice, is always a little bit higher than the international norm, so that when you have started using this, we know that you will be on par and even higher than is expected in your school environment, learning environment, or even in your work environment. Righto, the third area that we will have a look at is the language level. Language level gives us an indication of what is your proficiency in the language of the evaluation, and this, whether this is first language, second language, or third language. It helps the system to put you at a starting point in iBrain Gym where you don't have to focus so much on understanding the language or deciphering the words, but that we can start to train the skills that is needed, and at the same time give you the keys to unlock language with. For our student that we are looking now, he completed the language proficiency, which is at a higher level than the vocab level, which is our junior and primary school kids. This student achieved 52 of the 59 questions correct, and the average proficiency on the system is usually on stage 11, but this student achieved stage 13, which was expected of him. Now, the reading and comprehension outcomes are what we always think is the first thing we should look at, but in iBrain Gym, after we've done the accheive, we've done the language, based on those two outcomes, we will now look at the reading level and comprehension. So the reading level within our placement report gives you the current speed that you've read in words per minute. And if you look a little bit lower, it indicates the international norm in words per minute for the stage that you were reading on. Now, don't be shocked when it's a lot lower, because this is one of the major challenges that we see our users have. And the good news is that most of our users even reach beyond the norms that is expected of them once they've completed their course. So that's good news, don't worry too much. This student read 182 words per minute. The norm internationally is 280, which is 100 words per minute faster. And then we indicate there the visual processing factor, or VPF, which is important for us because we are weighing not only the reading speed, but we are also weighing the difficulty level of the material. So the VPF combines those two outcomes for us. The EBG goal for the stage is 400 words per minute, and you will see there, as I said earlier, the average words per minute on this stage after training is 342, which is beyond the norm that is expected. The comprehension outcome, just two more areas that we're looking at. Comprehension, we evaluate in higher order and lower order thinking skills, which is convergent or divergent. And you can see there the system norm is 91, the CDF is 78, and this student is in a level where the average users reached 70% before, and you can see the goal is 131, and they achieve 108 after they've completed their training. So the relative efficiency is a combination now of the reading skills and the comprehension, and the relative efficiency gives us an indication of what is the proficiency when working with visual information. And this student, the norm is 250, achieved a 142 AIUF, which is action, interpret and understand factor. The average EBG user before their training was 122, so not too bad. This person actually achieved more than the average, but the goal is 392 for the stage, and you will see that the average achieved was 376. So when we look at this as a whole, for this student, the language placement was on stage 13. The visual processing placement is 8 years. It was on stage 5. It is 8 years below what is expected of a student on level 13. And the great thing is, as I've indicated now earlier, that we can see, for instance, with the reading level, that the average of students is above the norm. So the placement is not about it's not a test environment. It is a placement environment where we can see what is your current skills, what is your current way of working with visual information, and we use this so that we can advance you in the fastest route to the best level, that your maximum improvement, the maximum benefit of the system can be yours. So when you do the placement, once again, do it in as natural a situation as possible. Don't pressure yourself. Don't be anxious. Don't worry too much. Just do the exercises as best you can. And especially the accheive. Don't worry too much when it flashes that fast. Try and see as many characters as you can. That's what it's all about. And that helps us to help you to achieve your best outcomes within iBrain Gym. I hope this helps, and always remember, our office team stands ready to assist you if you have any questions at all. Thanks.